Shad here, as I imagine you suspected. Getting familiar, we are. Last I recorded our adventures, we downed the tattooing scrivener of these vicious librarian ghouls. More came at us from another room, but Tulok's control of the Festrog and Lady Gilda's fist quickly dispatched them. We then found a cool room with a stash of rotting flesh, like storage for the harsh season. After, we came across a small circular room with a skull-shaped switch that Master Tulok claims is a symbol to Nimbeloth, the empty death. Touching the switch caused the roof to come down, but it was surprisingly slow, and we'd the time to escape through the other side of this narrow hole and room. However, we were set upon by apparently intelligent mushrooms that brought me to my knees with their strange, stinging tendrils. Begilda and I managed to deal enough damage to rid these holes of their poisonous presence.
So it wasn't all that long ago. Oh, hello everyone. It wasn't all that long ago.
Greet our listeners.
Hello, listeners. Perhaps you will relate to this silly topic that we're about to discuss. It wasn't all that long ago that Duncan and I had spoken about a small world moment that he and I had. And I was wondering if you guys have some small world moments. And I'll go ahead and describe this one as an example. But basically, Duncan had gone to Montreal. I think you were scouting apartments. You were about to move there?
I had gone to Montreal and I went to see a Rat-a-Tat concert and was like, I should probably live in Montreal now. So I came back a few months later to just go to the apartments.
Yeah. And I was moving to Vancouver. So Duncan and I are both on the east coast of Canada and New Brunswick, and Vancouver is pretty much in the exact opposite side on the same parallel as our hometown. And but before I had gone, I went to I went to St. John's, Newfoundland with a mutual friend of ours, and I visited some of his family. I was there for about 5 days. And then on the flight back, because it was cheaper, we all flew to Montreal and had a stopover. The stopover was 12 hours, something like that. And so we would decide we were going to go into the city to have a beer and a bite. And lo and behold, who was standing at the bus stop at the airport is Duncan, having arrived to go look for apartments. And it was the strangest thing.
Yeah, honestly surreal. I mean, I've been through that airport so many times and taken that same bus ride and just you're lost in the crowd. And then just seeing, our mutual friend is a pretty tall fella who stands out in the crowds. I'm like, no, that can't be.
I'm fairly sure I remember going, I was the one going, is that Duncan? That can't be Duncan. And John's like, I think it is. It was so strange. But yeah, anyway, I love moments like that. They don't happen very often. Being out on the West Coast now, I often think I see somebody that it might be from back home, and I'm not sure if I know them from here or there. So my brain gets a little confused all the time. But those smaller moments are hilarious. Does anyone else have any other ones?
I have a pretty fun one.
Yeah.
For those listeners who don't know, a bunch of us here live in Vancouver. Now, I'm not from Vancouver. I'm originally from Vancouver Island, which is a short ferry ride away. And in 2010, Vancouver had the Olympics. So my friends and I came over for the gold medal Canada versus US hockey game. And we were at a restaurant. Amazing game. Sidney Crosby from Aginla for the gold medal. Amazing. We head out into the streets. It is pandemonium in the streets. Listeners, the Olympics, it is wild. So we're out there waving Canadian flags and just singing. And we kind of link up with this group of people that looked similar age to us. And we're all just singing the national anthem in the streets in front of this bar. Yeah, we just have this moment. We're all singing and hugging, and it was really great. And there was a couple pictures taken, and then we move on and continue about our night. Now, years and years and years later, we're hanging out with this kind of new friend group that we had, and we're just looking through each other's Facebooks, because this is back in the day when Facebook was a popular thing. And we're just looking, and then all of a sudden, the picture comes up of us singing in front of this bar, and it's our friend group and that friend group. And none of us recognized each other from that day because we're all pretty soused. And yeah, it was just like literally the people that were there were all in the picture. And we were just like, what the fuck? And no one knew. And we're like, that's you. That's us. And so yeah, weird. It was crazy.
Yeah. I had a friend that went for a trip to Italy and invited a couple of other friends. And these other friends were like, no, we can't. We have obligations to a wedding. And they're like, okay, that's fine. You know, have fun at the wedding. So they go to Italy, and they're like hanging out in this small town at a cafe. And they happen to overhear a couple people nearby talking about how they're from Canada. And say, oh, hey, we're from Canada too. Like, oh, where from? Like, New Brunswick. Me too. Oh, strange. Yeah, we're here on our honeymoon. Oh, no kidding. What's your name? Turns out it's the couple that their friends... it's the wedding. Like they were the wedding couple the friends denied the trip from, and they just happened to bump into them on their honeymoon in Italy. So it was like this 2 degrees of separation moment, and like they're talking to the bride and groom who had the wedding that stopped their friends from joining them.
Wait, so how come the bride and groom could be there, but the friends couldn't be there?
Because it was I mean, it wasn't a one-day trip, Scott. Who goes to Italy for a day? No one from Canada, I'll tell you that much. You cheeky bastard. What about you, James? You don't really interact with people outside of your apartment, I assume. So, do you have any moments like this?
Not in my adult life. One of the weird things about being in the hospitality industry is you get people from everywhere.
Yeah.
So I would consider myself kind of immune to small world moments in my adult life. When I was a kid, like in my teens, late teens, I was living in London, Ontario, and I was spending the weekend in Toronto. And in my early teen years, like my formative years, how I got into role-playing was role-playing via forums and via chat room for this website that I'm not going to name here. One of the people that I was role playing with, one of the main people, ended up posting something like, "Hey, on the forum, we had like this little travel section. You post up travel photos." And she posted a photo of the bar across the street from the bar that I was sitting in. And she's originally from South Carolina. And I'm originally from this small town outside of Toronto, but I was in Toronto for the weekend. And she posted a photo of her standing in front of the bar across the street from me. So I just went up. I got up. I went across the street. I sat down at her table and introduced myself through my role-playing name. And she lost her fucking mind.
That's crazy. That's wild. I didn't expect a really relatable story to this podcast.
Yeah, she's from Spartanburg, so it was like it was wild. So I ended up going to her wedding years and years later. But
wow,
it's that was like one of the weirdest things to me. Like there's this little key, Queen's Key, kind of curves around into like Brewery Row, and we were at Say What, I think, or whatever it used to be where Say What is, and she was just down the street. It was like, holy fuck, I know exactly where that is. So I just went and met her out of the blue, like a real creep. like a real creep, the only way a 19-year-old boy can get away with.
But it's one of those moments, right? You're like, I'm gonna try this out, and then it's either really positive or really negative.
Yeah, it was her and her fiance at the time.
I actually saw my like middle school or elementary music teacher one time out at a bar in my early 20s, and I like went up. I was like, I'm quite sure, and I happened to be there with some old classmates, and I was like, I'm gonna go ask, and she was really weirded to start. And I was like, she thought some dude was coming up to like hit on her, and she's like there with her husband and her friends. But I was like, I think you taught me, and she was like, oh my god, and she was like super happy. Like, okay, thank Christ.
But my hometown had a population of 28,000 when I left, so that was pretty SOP. There was only 3 bars, so if you went out on the weekends, you would run into your teachers.
Yep. Hilarious. I one time used to work at a dinner theater that you all know. I don't know if the listeners know. I don't know if I ever put that on record, but one time big group of teachers from high school came in to watch the show, and one of them who was not terribly kind to me and did not help me pass a class that I was struggling very hard with, gave me the bare minimum and still failed me. And I got him up on stage and embarrassed the hell out of him with the audience participation. And I even, with the mic in my hand, looked at him and said, didn't you teach me in high school? He's nodded his head and said, didn't you fail me? And he nodded his head, and the whole crowd was dying. I was like, yeah, revenge is sweet, bud.
Yeah, better stick it to them school teachers.
Yeah, he took it like a champ. It was great. Yeah, it was a good time.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got that school teaching fortune to fall back on. So.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, anyone else before we kick back into the ye old Pathfinder? You know, the reason we're here and all that?
Well, I think you said about 3, and Duncan didn't say any yet.
Oh, I didn't really care about what Duncan's input.
No, I think we both kind of had the same one. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Speaking of being someone else, level 4 physic instead of level 3 physic? That's a whole new person.
Jesus.
Right?
What you should have done there was who's playing Shad this week.
That's why the segue's up to you guys. You
I believe that's me.
There.
What a small world. Or is it Duncan? I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually a very valid question right now.
Yeah.
Who's playing Shad?
It is
I think it's you.
It is Scoot. Scoot this week.
That's me.
Nice. Okay. Sweet. Well, let us cover some level ups, shall we? Well, actually, first of all, I forgot a thing. So I'm gonna.
Did you forget to level Shad up?
Hold your horses. I'm prepared. But last episode I messed up a bit, so I'm only gonna ask Tulok to do one of these. But I forgot to continue his poison through each round. So just
hand off the chest piece, man. It's a full nother app.
Just give me 1 fortitude. Just give me 1.
You are too much sometimes. That's a 21. So suck it, Barn.
That's that is a success, and your poison is now done. Genuinely, that's actually by the rules right there. So, okay, so you've defeated these violet fungi. Rather harrowing situation. Let's you guys want to get into level up right now, or are you guys planning on retreating and giving yourself a little rest here coming up? Should we do that first? What's the plan? What's the plan first?
Tulok doesn't know that he leveled up, so he is super interested in looking at the new floor in the room to the north, and then potentially what is to the west of them through this other door.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm about halfway. Shad needs to stay. I mean, I'm not going to play Shad this week, but he's not doing great. But we can investigate what I expect is an elevator in this round room back here.
Elevators aren't invented yet, you fool.
Shut up, Griffin McElroy.
We hear the dulcet tones of The Weeknd, but elevator version, and some mandolin of The Weeknd in there.
All right, so you're gonna go check out ye old possible elevator.
Yeah, Tulok turns to his colleagues, cohorts, friends, brothers and sisters in arms, and says, "Come, let's see what was back there. It nearly killed us, so hopefully there's a boon." And moves into the room.
Gilda will lay on hands Shad.
Okay.
That'll be 12 back.
Nice.
And let me say that Tulok really looks excited at what's potentially in this room because he is interested.
He's like taking an interest. He walks in, he can see that the floor is there's a little lip now to step in. Something that's would be easy to trip over if you weren't paying attention, but you're very aware of what has happened. So there is this elevation, this very minor elevation as you step in the room.
Tulok trips and sues Belcora.
For all she's worth. My mother actually used to make the local kids have their parents sign a waiver to jump on our trampoline in the backyard. No joke.
Smart, man.
Yeah.
Those things are fucking dangerous.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's amazing I'm alive, to be honest.
I just like to think there's some like personal injury kobold running around here, like, oh, sewer.
Personal injury kobold. Is that your next character?
It is now.
My friend growing up was jumping on the trampoline and got a compound fracture of his leg. And so his parents decided to sell the trampoline. And after they disassembled it and were selling it, his dad noticed that the underside of the cushion, that ring that goes around the outside, was still covered in blood. So as they were selling it, the mom they made eye contact and went and took the money outside, and the dad's like, yeah, I'll load it up, and was just in the back hosing in the blood off the bottom as they were taking the money out front, and then loaded it all in the car. Side note. Anyways, speaking of circular rings, what's in the room?
Now that's a segue.
Looking behind Tulok, can physics see any kind of like mechanical devices that might, be worth inspecting?
None that you can see. It doesn't appear to be, unless it's behind the rock, doesn't appear to be mechanically, what's the word I'm looking for? Not fueled, powered. And you can see, Tulok, that where the seam would be of this floor coming down, there's a slight indentation to knot, so that skull with the moss carved in is still very present.
And there is nothing else in the room.
Nothing. But when you look up, of course, the ceiling is much, much higher. It is like, I forget how deep you are here, but it's a solid 30 feet or more above you.
Can we all fit in this?
You'd be squeezing, but yeah, you'd be really shoulder to shoulder. It's like a proper elevator size kind of thing, getting 5 people in it in a small elevator.
What is the recommended capacity of this elevator according to the plaque that is legally mandated to be on the side of it?
See, now you have even more reason to sue Balcora. No plaque.
Tulok turns back down the hall, and with a sparkle in his one eye, I guess he has 2 eyes, but only one is sparkling, he looks at them and says, "Come, I think I can go up. Come and join me. Let's explore." And he is just excited to know what's going on here.
Oh, he's like a little boy all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think that because he really is trying to figure out what the mysteries of this place are, and just the fact that it was a Nimbleoth icon that brought it down. He's intent to see what's up there.
Yeah, okay. Is anyone opposed, or are y'all gonna jam in there real quick?
Throwing caution to the wind.
No. I think Gilda's a little more reluctant, having just taken a lashing from those mushrooms. But, I think she's more tired than anything after, hiding behind her shield for 6 rounds there.
And Physic is also going to be like, we don't know where that goes up to. But maybe take a minute.
Tulok looks dejected, but understands.
And he presses the button.
Yeah.
Well, there is no button. You just touch the skull, and suddenly it starts to move again. And whoever essentially decided to remain in that space begins to lift slowly. And you should be able to move your token by clicking on the little spot there.
All right, I guess they all pile in.
Oh. We've been in this room before.
No, you haven't, technically.
Oh, this was just a dead-end hallway before?
You find yourself, in just a circular room. Same size, really tight quarters with a door to the north. And it's a really obvious door to you. And you crack it, and it does open to a dead-end hallway that you were once in. And it's right next to the underneath Gauntlet, where the big purple worm was.
Yeah, so for the listeners, we are appearing a floor above to the east of the circular room under the Gauntlet where the worm is, and south of the torture chamber that we found a secret passage in.
So they found their way secretly to the worm originally, and then secretly again from the south, and this is just another little tiny corner that could have led you down to level 3, but you missed it. And I can honestly say it's the only route to level 3 that you missed. You had a lot of options, but this was one more.
Sidebar apology to the listeners that we decided to do an audio podcast of an intense dungeon crawl. And
Seriously.
if you're as confused as I am, fair enough.
Yeah, I just think Scott can see it and he's confused. It's a fucking maze. It's crazy.
So Tulok walks out and says, at least we found somewhere that we can rest and heal up. We can head back to our old camp.
Home sweet home. Well, let's take a rest.
Yeah, is that the game plan then?
Yeah. So Tulok leads the way confidently back out to the processional hallway and then south down towards where they rest at that table.
Okay. Goes through the secret door that he knows about. I assume he avoids the alarm snare that everyone set up.
Yeah, I think he avoids that door altogether, just heads
Okay.
all the way south and around.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, yeah, you know this is a safe spot, extremely well hidden at least, and you can rest up, and we can talk about level up. I've got some idea of what's going on here, but I'm pretty excited to hear what you guys got. Who wants to go foist?
Who's the most excited?
We're all just on tenterhooks right
I think
now.
everyone's excited. Level 4 is really big because this is another archetype level in addition to everything else. So let's roll through it and let's have fun. But like, it's gonna be a lot, I'm sure. So let's just punch through it so we can continue. And let's just go in alphabetical order. Duncan, who do you get?
Oh, buddy. Okay.
Pressure's on.
So, fourth level, few fun things to deal with here. I'm basically going to be going as healbot as possible, so let's run through it. First off, I get a skill feat. I will get Treat Condition, which is a combat action, takes 2 action points, and I get to treat an adjacent creature in an attempt to reduce clumsy, enfeebled, or sickened.
Oh, clumsy.
That's awesome.
Second. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yep, try to keep people on their feet while we're here in the battle. Number 2, I get a class feat, and that will be Healing Bomb, which means using my quick alchemy feat, I get to, when I turn an infused reagent into an alchemical item, which will be an elixir of life, I get to turn it into a bomb and throw it at somebody instead of having to be adjacent to them.
Oh, cool. Does it do like splash healing too?
Not splash healing, though.
Okay.
That's
But not
so
having
much
to
more
run it.
convenient. Holy shit.
When we have a habit of forming a column going into a room, that's a pretty convenient thing to have, I think.
Holy crap. Okay, so elixir life with quick alchemy, and you can throw it like a bomb. That's what you said, right?
It doesn't have the exact same effect on it. So basically, I can't use higher level elixirs of life because they have to be 2 levels below my alchemical crafting, which is the same as my normal level.
Oh, okay.
So I could only use the lowest level elixir of life, but it basically hits it as if it had consumed the elixir.
Cool. And you have to strike with it, though. You actually have to...
No, you don't have to hit the AC.
Really?
You hit on a failure, but not on a critical failure.
Oh.
But on a critical success, it also gains the circumstance bonus that the elixirs of life give.
Oh, sick. So you do roll to hit, but success and failure are the same.
Basically, yes.
Oh, that's super cool. Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, just gonna
That's
be
going to save you
blind
so much
lobbing.
time.
Oh, like so many movement points for sure.
Your action economy has changed tremendously with that. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, since we're on our free archetype feat, I get a fun little thing called Doctor's Visitation.
Is that what you're calling yourself now? A doctor?
Yeah, it's apparently spelled with like 4 H's and a U, because that's how it goes around here.
Doctor the Slouch.
Yeah. But basically, if I move to provide immediate care to those who need it, stride, then use one of the following: battle medicine or treat poison. So that's 2 action points.
That's such
Okay.
a cool feat.
Okay, I can spend a second action to then stride and then administer first aid or treat a condition.
Oh, so you could do 1 action, stride and treat? or stride and battles medicine, or stride and treat wounds is a single action, or you can double action stride and administer first aid or treat condition. So you can choose. So it's one of those dynamic action abilities. That's super cool. That is awesome. That is a great feat. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's sick.
I knew Medic was awesome. It's been a while since I read it through, but man, it's one of the best archetypes in this game. So cool. All right. Alphabetical order. Continuing. James Kidd?
I didn't get nearly as much, but everything went up by 1, which is great. So now my hit with my hand wraps first is a +10, and my athletics is a +11, which is fantastic. I'm going to start with my archetype feat here because I think, as good as Medic is, I think Bastion is probably the greatest archetype. And I chose something called Disarming Block. So as a free action, whenever I shield block, I attempt a disarm check. Whenever I use my reaction to shield block, I get a free disarm.
That is
but you don't do that very often, do you?
So as long as they're...
I mean, the trick here is going to be against something actually using a weapon. But
Yeah, so they've got to be holding a melee weapon.
That's amazing.
That is awesome.
So to complement that, for my skill feat, I took a little skill feat called Titan Wrestler, which means I can attempt to disarm, grapple, shove, or trip creatures up to 2 sizes larger than me, or up to 3 sizes if I'm legendary in athletics. So I can now disarm, grapple, shove, and trip huge creatures.
Oh my god.
So Gilda don't give a fuck anymore. And
Holy
in line
shit.
with not giving a fuck, my class feat I took is called Aura of Courage. So whenever I become frightened, I reduce the value by 1 to a minimum of 0. And at the end of my turn, when I would normally reduce my frightened condition value by 1, I also reduce the frightened condition by 1 for all allies within 15 feet.
Sick.
Hot damn.
Yeah. She am tank.
I get so excited for all these things, and I get so
know.
nervous about what I'm going to do to you all as well.
You ain't about to do
I'm
shit.
So excited to just start knocking weapons out.
Yeah, you're getting more powerful, but oh my god, you have some shit ahead of you. Okay, is that you?
That's me. Nothing crazy, but so good. So good.
Not as much volume, but holy impact.
Yeah.
What do you got there, Scoot?
All right.
McBooty Boo.
I got some pretty good shit. So I got 1 extra spell, which I am not going to tell you right now.
Of course.
And then my class feat, I took Occult Evolution. So I get trained in a skill, which I took Thievery. And then, because Shad won't be around forever. And then...
You bastard.
Additionally, once per day, I can spend up to 1 minute to choose 1 mental occult spell that I don't know and add it to my spell repertoire. And then I lose it again during my next daily preparations. So
That
essentially,
is so good. You get an extra fucking spell a day.
that I can use, that I can decide whenever I want once a day. So if I need some sort of utility spell that obviously I don't have, I can just pick it at the time. So that's pretty smooth.
Sorry,
And-
but it's locked into what?
The occult list.
The occult list. That's it.
Yeah, occult spell. And also, it's a mental occult spell.
Oh, mental. Okay.
Yes.
Mental occult spell. Sorry, I remember talking about that off mic, and I was half listening just now. A mental occult spell. So that's pretty important. That narrows it down. That mental part narrows it down quite a bit, but that's still ludicrously powerful.
Yes.
Holy shit.
And then, as part of my free archetype, I get Graves Voice. So I can use either Spirit Lore or Haunt Lore. I have Spirit Lore. To make an impression or request things from an incorporeal creature. At the GM's discretion, an incorporeal spirit may be willing to hear you out. So if we see some little ghosties, I can talk to them. And
So you can use your spirit lore as a diplomacy?
yeah, essentially. Exactly.
Nice.
And then, which is pretty sweet and definitely kind of the direction that the character is taking. So very cool. Finally, skill feat is going to be trick magic item. So this is an interesting little tidbit that essentially I can roll a check to use an item that is of a different tradition of magic. So
okay.
arcane, primal, or divine.
Okay.
So wands and the like.
So we could get a wand of healing and you could use your trick magic into using it?
Yes. And it's just one action to do that. So I could attempt it, and then if I have it, I can use the other 2 actions to use the spell or the wand or whatever.
That is incredible. It might be worth looking into like a wand of sanctuary now or something.
Yeah. Which reminds me, you have a wand that's unidentified in your inventory.
I do.
Now would be the time. Now would be the time to do another check or any other checks on unidentified items if you have them.
I believe that's the only one that I'm holding.
How long are we resting?
Well, that's a good question.
I'm not asking you.
You doing a full-on rest?
Full? I think so. Like, get all healed up, ready to rock. We went through a bunch of combats there in a row.
You really did, yeah.
Okay. I will, I'll heal up here. Duncan, when you are able, could Physic please do a repair check in my shields? I'm getting close to my break threshold here.
Okay, coming right up.
How long's the rest, real quick?
You're
in the safe space, so 8-9 hours?
8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours.
8 hours, okay.
It's a 22 on the crafting check.
Thank you. 2d8, please.
5.
I'll take it.
You don't have to say, well, no, you should sound that dejected. That's completely apt.
I would enjoy some healing as well. I need 14 points.
So your you are going to get your, what do you call it? Level plus con.
Yep.
Back. Yep.
14 on top of that?
No, sorry. That's going to be 9 that I need.
That still seems lofty of a goal for me right now, but I mean, that's a 14 on the medicine. Probably works.
Or I can just lay on hands and give you 12 back. Whatever.
Perfect. That lay on hands. Great. Done.
Okay. I automatically heal up over 8 hours holding the compass, so no need to worry about me. I can get to max health in an hour now just by hanging the fuck out.
Yeah. I think we could just safely assume that the rest will cover it. I guess Shad's wounded should probably be removed in this process.
Yeah. Back down the elevator?
Yes, I believe we should press on. There are so many rooms down there. I do not know which path to take, but we'll decide. Potentially we should search the library, I'd say. Make that a safe space for us to be in.
I wonder if Augrael has made any progress on finding any books off that list we gave him.
Hopefully he has satiated his hunger and has actually started that.
There were quite a few corpses down there. Hopefully he saved some for later.
Yes, though he does like books almost as much as he likes eating rotten flesh.
He's a man of culture.
And so they head back to the elevator, and once in the elevator, Tulok will touch and enact the skull of Nimbloth.
Wicked. And it slowly grinds you on the way down again. No big deal.
And then we're heading back to the library to touch base with Augrael.
Yeah, who is casually reading in the reading room to the south, big round reading room with the
just a pile of corpses next to him.
Pile of corpses.
On our way out, can we search this this tattoo room? We never really searched that room, as far as I know.
Sure. Yep. And you go ahead and roll me the old perception check here. Actually, I got you. You see nothing. Ho ho ho! It is just covered in swaths of disgusting, decaying tattooed flesh.
That feels right.
You did say declaying, and I wasn't going to say anything, but...
Well, I do declare.
Well, I do declare there's decaying flesh all over the place.
Okay, so that leaves us with the hallway to the north. I think there are 3 doors up there, and then the door leading south out of the large room that's very clearly under the lighthouse. After we touch base with Augrael.
Yeah. Tulok heads down and turns to Augrael and says, Augrael, in the past several hours, have you had a chance to look at the books and our reading list? Have you found any?
Yes. I found several. Take a look here.
And he points out several books to you, several bulk worth. Says,
I even found some in the office of the tattoo guy. His name was Ala Rosk, by the way. Real asshole. He was storing some in there, and then I found a whole bunch here in the library.
Just to clarify, we are looking for the books from our own list, as well as did Morlabint end up giving us his list?
yeah, Morlabay gave you a huge list.
And then also, what about our list?
Your list, he found nothing on.
Okay.
But he found a whole bunch from Morlibant's list. So, and that's just being recorded in bulk. So he basically found, I think it's 6 bulk worth.
Yeah, 6 bulk worth.
Which each bulk is worth 5 gold. I think is how it works. So
Tulok is going to take these and put them into the bag of holding.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Augrael. We really appreciate your help. Are you having a comfortable stay down here now that you've got the library all to yourself?
Oh, it's been great. No one's disturbed me this whole time. I just have a nibble and I have a read.
And you haven't heard anything?
It's lovely.
And you haven't heard anything coming out of any of the doors in the north hallway or this one down south here? Or do you even know what's through that door?
I don't. I escaped as soon as I could. I have not managed to wander these halls, but I didn't want to continue without you. I fear to go on my own.
We understand, and your help so far has been absolutely appreciated to a degree that I can't even fully state. You're really helping us and the townsfolk of Atari out here.
Tulok steps forward and turns to Augrael and says, Augrael, I must agree. We could not have got through that fight without you. Both of those fights. And we are just happy that you can have a home here now that we've moved through. And you are helping us save our own home. So, again, from the deepest part of my heart, I do thank you for your help.
And as much of a twinkle in his eye as he can get, he seems to be quite pleased with this praise. And then he sort of shrinks away for a moment, head and shoulders slouched. And he says,
Careful when you go around the corner to the north. My memories they're vague, they're mashed up. But that room, that's where we came from down below, the Morlocks. And that's where we were attacked. And we fled, but I was sickened. And I succumbed. And I'm scared of that place. In my instincts. In my gut. I don't know what's there, but I fear it's more of these ghouls. More of what I am now. Just be careful. And only call on me if you need. But I do not wish to return.
We'll be all right from here. You just be our bastion and our base of operations here. We'll call you our points. And don't be so glum. Worst case scenario, you get a companion, right? And she just gives him a playful punch on the shoulder, not doing any radiant damage.
specifically.
Non-lethal, no positive energy.
And Tulok does his best to kind of smile at this grim joke. Also, while
no
I'm
word
thinking-
of a lie, Gilda feels fucking invincible right now. After that fight where they barely touched her, she was just hiding, sat behind her shield. She feels like she's walking on clouds.
The player Scott forgot that I'd like to try to figure out what this unusual wand is that I have.
Yeah, I will. What check are you going to roll? I will attempt to aid you on it.
I'm going to go occult.
I aid with a 17.
Oh, come on. That's 6 on the die for 16, so that's a 17 total.
No dice.
Fuck off. Not you, the dice and Foundry.
What is
You leave me alone. My mother would be all over you right now. How dare you?
What are Augrael's magic skills?
How dare you?
Does Augrael have a whole shit ton of points in Arcana?
He has a +10 to occultism.
Augrael, you ever seen a one like this before?
And Tulok will join pass with him to attempt to aid.
Is that the wisest course of action?
Yeah, I'm about to see some dark shit. Also, I'd just like to say that I just rolled a 26 on my aid, and I wish I had rolled that in the first place.
Tulok becomes Augrael for a second.
He gingerly grabs the wand and sort of starts looking at it. He sort of points it in his own face. not realizing what he's looking at.
It just looks like a stick. I don't know what you mean.
Ah! And all of a sudden, this like spout of water shoots him in the face.
Ah! Oh,
So it's a shake weight then.
oh, that was.
Jesus.
Very nice.
-1 hero point. And he says,
I don't know where and how I would know this, but this is a wand of quench.
and I'll reveal it to you now.
All right, so this baton is about a foot long and contains a single spell. The appearance relates to the spell within. Oh, that doesn't tell me shit.
No, you're just reading a description of
Yeah,
a
that just
wand.
tells you about wands.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Quench should be
Let's try that again. You cause the air in this area to become super saturated with water vapor. Non-magical fires within the area are automatically extinguished. Fire creatures within the area take 4d8 damage. Basic fortitude save. Choose one magical fire, fire spell, or fire item in the area and attempt to counteract it. Yada yada yada.
That's all right.
When you sustain the spell, you can move the area of vapor anywhere within the range.
Did we actually find that in the fire suppression room?
Sure did.
That's amazing. Paizo, I tip my hat to you. Well done. Well done. Okay, so we got a wand of fire brigade.
You now have a chance to use that, I guess, eh?
Yeah, with his
With your trick magic item. Which is pretty cool.
Exactly.
All right.
Cool.
I still really want to do the door to the south just to clear it out. I feel like it probably loops around to that myconoid room.
Agreed.
Right, so, usual drill then?
Yeah. So, Shad's usual drill. Traps. Listen.
Nothing.
Steps back. We're like a bunch of fucking Navy SEALs moving through here.
I've actually read like posts on this, like there's a Reddit where it's like, yeah, we as a party, as a group, all the games we've played, we just established we're doing this at all times. It's this order of operations. Just let's expedite it. It just makes the most sense. Send that person in to detect. That person goes up front when you're ready to open or breach. Yada yada yada. It's a totally legit thing that people do all the time. It's great.
Okay, Shad here sees nothing. Gilda will take the defend action and open the door.
Cracks the door and it's a 5-foot space with another door.
Steps 5 feet in and raises a foot to that one and kicks it down.
Oh, boots it open to see a room.
Poor life decisions.
That is now, whatever its original use, a horrific shrine. A rotting heap of fleshy material that seems to be composed of equal parts eyes, mouths, and skin. Lies in a stinking mound in the middle of the room, surrounded by 24 tiny humanoid effigies crafted out of small bones and tangles of knotted hair. And there are two cultists of ghouls that raise their heads and their arms from a prostrated position and turn their head to you. They give you a look of ire, of irateness, of pure evil. And we're going to roll for initiative.
Sounds like the worst room ever.
Kind of does.
It's
yeah.
not a good one. Not a good one at all.
And it seems like we interrupted them doing a ritual, which is probably not great either.
Worst room ever.
Yeah, it's not like some awful demon's gonna show up halfway through the fight.
It wouldn't take
Okay.
2 of them to summon a creature, though, so I don't know. I don't know if it's an actual ritual or like a flavor ritual, but if we interrupted a ritual, they cannot complete it. Rituals take time outside of combat.
Oh yeah, rituals take usually a lot of time. But they like both hiss at you. How dare you! And Lady Gilda, what do you got?
Gilda rolled a natural 1, which gives her a whopping 7 to start the day off.
All right. What about Shad? Oh no, you're not playing
I think
Shad.
they're
Let's
taking the
go.
wind
Physic.
out of her sails.
She's a little surprised from kicking this door down and finding 2 cultists and a pile of skin tags.
How about Physic? What do you got?
Physic is uncharacteristically enthusiastic and has a 21.
Okay. Yeah. He's like, oh shit, I gotta catch up. All right. And Tulok?
Tulok, 18 initiative.
Okay, and you're doing Shad. Do Shad for me.
Oh, I'm doing Shad, and Shad is a 17.
Ooh, okay, back-to-back lucky. What is Shad's perception bonus?
All right, so as part of our discussions, when we do the doors, Shad and Sage Tulok are always avoiding notice, so Shad is a +9 to initiative with stealth.
Yeah. You're a cheater, I know. Okay, so +9. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Initiative begins. And even with a penalty, the most immediate cultist turns to Lady Gilda and, with a quick flash of its hand, shoots a ray at her. Roll me a fortitude save.
Uh-oh. That is a 17.
That is a fail. You are enfeebled 2 as you are struck by this ray of enfeeblement.
That happened so fast.
And it steps back 5 feet. Physic, it's your turn.
We can never just walk into a room and have somebody like happy to see us.
Every time we come see Augrail.
That's true. Actually, it's nice to.
Jesus,
nice to
how quickly you forgot.
Okay.
Arsehole.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna draw my healer's tools with my first action. I'm going to draw a lesser healing potion with my second action, because one hand each, and I will step southeast. And that'll be my turn.
Okay, that's you. That's it.
That's all I can do.
Tulok.
All right, let's see here.
You have the slightest view of Lady Gilda around the corner here. You probably see her strength, like, she sort of slouches all of a sudden, maybe. This sap of strength.
I imagine she yelled a curse when she kicked open the door to see 2 cultists as well. Just like, piss on Pharasma.
Thank God you don't worship Pharasma.
That's why it's a curse.
Tulok will, because I'm an idiot and didn't say this earlier, will cast Mage Armor on himself.
Yes! Amazing.
So that's a pain in the ass.
Yep.
And then he will cast Guidance on Lady Gilda.
Oh, sweet.
And that will...
I need it. I just lost +2 to hit.
Yeah, and that will be his turn.
Okay. Shad's up.
All right, and Shad, who will still have his crossbow out from the previous fight, steps to the...
Somewhere around 9 hours ago.
Hey, man, he always has one weapon out while he's out there, and it was the crossbow last, so he's still in his hand.
Oh my God, how much can you cheat in one session?
Come on.
Jesus.
He steps...
I mean, you were cracking a door, so he has it out. That's fine.
He steps to the southwest, so he's between Physic and Lady Gilda, and will load and fire his crossbow. 22 to hit.
That hits. Oh, wait. Yeah, it hits. Sorry.
6 points of Damaggio.
Okay.
Damn.
Piercing damage, go. That's Shad.
That's Shad.
All right, next up. The other cultist is up also. Points a hand at Lady Gilda with this sickening, evil smile. And I need a will save, please.
13. Rolling rocks.
Yeah. Not gonna do it. You
1,
take
7, and a 5.
You take 6 mental damage. You will take persistent mental damage and are sickened 1. And will continue to take that persistent damage until you shake off the sickened condition. This is a spell called Phantom Pain. This is something that that happened to, I think, Physic a couple of episodes ago. It is non-lethal damage, by the way, but still will fuck your day up. And then this creature will give a big, hearty laugh. It says, "How dare you? You should fear the consequences of this." And is going to try to demoralize you.
Okay.
What's your will DC?
17 with the second condition.
It's going to succeed. So you are now frightened 1.
Incorrect. Due to my aura of courage, I am frightened 0.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Who'da thunk? Lady Gilda, it is your turn.
Gilda, second enfeebled. What is the mechanic? Is it just like a 1 action to retch like normal with
Yes.
the second condition? Okay.
1 action to retch, and it gives you a second attempt on. It gives you a fortitude save attempt against the effect
Okay.
with the same DC. So that a will caused it, but it's still fortitude to shake it off.
Okay. She will first action raise her shield. Second action stride into the room. Is this difficult terrain?
Yes, that center square alone will be difficult terrain. Yes,
Okay. Yeah, she still has all the movement she needs.
but bear in mind, you are walking on a mound of flesh, not just flesh, eyes and mouths that are like equivalent to the amount of flesh. Like it's the most extraordinary sight.
That's kind of what she's hoping for, actually.
Okay.
Like, this disgusting, like the crunching sound. It's going to add to her third action, I think. So her second action is going to be to throw a punch at Blue there, the one that sickened her.
Okay,
That is a 13 to hit with guidance.
that's a miss.
Okay. And her last action will be to retch after stepping on all those nasty bits.
Okay,
That is a 17.
that is a fail.
Okay. That's her turn.
However, you get the most shocked and appalled look from both of these cultists. What are you doing? Leave it alone! What have you done? Says one of them, and they both gain the slowed condition
Oh.
because they are so appalled by your actions. The first one, top of the order the next round.
And that was a 2 to recover from the mental
Oh,
damage.
thank you. That's a fail, and so you take 4 more non-lethal mental. Top of the order with the next one looks at you with outrage and shouts to you, "Prostrate! You prostrate now!" And I need a will save, please.
That is a 20.
That is a meat to beat as it tries to cast command on you.
Oh, thank God. Not a super dangerous spell, but don't want it, really.
Yeah. And that's going to bring us to Physic.
Physic will delay.
Physic is going to delay. Okay. Tulok.
All right. Tulok looks over at Shad standing next to him. Shad gives him kind of a wink and a smile. Tulok delays.
Okay, Tulok delays. Shad.
Shad drops his crossbow, pulls his rapier, strides into the room directly south at the cultist, and strikes out with the rapier.
Okay.
And that is
I
going to
thought
be...
he was going to fastball special physic or something.
No. And unfortunately doesn't do so well with a 15 to hit.
No dice.
All right. So that's the end of his turn. And then Tulok will step into the order.
Okay.
Tulok will stride to the west, essentially taking Shad's spot, and cast telekinetic projectile, flinging a skull off one of these effigies at the same cultist that Shad was trying to strike at.
Okay.
That'll be a 27 to hit
That'll hit.
Ooh.
for 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Holy shit. Which, you do the one straight ahead of you?
Jeez.
Yeah. So, fuck. That's a big hit. Okay. All right. 16.
That is full damage,
you
by the way.
Smack at the side of the head. Cool. That's you?
That's it, baby.
All right.
And Physic will act.
Physic is going to act. Okay. Oh, boy. The strategy here.
Yeah, he will stride up behind Shad's and so first action stride, second action he will attempt to treat condition on the enfeebled condition on Lady Gilda.
Fuck me.
Yay!
This is amazing.
28 on the crafting.
That'll do it. Enfeebled condition is gone.
And that is 1 action to stride and 2 actions to treat the condition.
Nice.
So that's my
Okay.
turn.
Thank you.
Other cultist who is aghast at what's going on and is going to attempt this exact same thing, spouting words at you, Lady Gilda. Heretic! Blasphemer! Words you've never heard called at you before. As far as I know. Roll me another will save.
Was he saying it in common?
Yes. Yeah.
That is a critical fail.
Ooh.
For an 8 total.
It demands you prostrate again, and you must use all of your actions on your next turn to obey the command. You are now prone and prostrating. It is your turn, and you do exactly that and only that.
Okay.
Persistent mental damage for you as well. What's your recovery check?
5. Rolling rocks.
That's going to fail, so you take an additional 1 mental damage. Top of the order. First cultist. They are going to stride to the east, inside of the room, point their finger over Gilda's back towards Physic, and cast a spell of negative energy. I need a fortitude save from you, Physic.
Rather not, but... Oh, how about a 28?
Jeez. Yup. You good. You so very
He's a plucky little
good.
fella.
I am going to use my reaction to use my retributive strike here, if you will allow it.
Oh, yeah.
Angle punching.
You still have your reaction, so go for it.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. The trigger is the enemy damages an ally. That did not happen. So no.
Okay.
You cannot.
Gotcha. It was a saber suck. Got it.
Yeah. That's going to be Shad up next.
All right, Shad, with that cultist moving away from him, he still is in range of the other cultist and will begin striking out with his rapier.
Okay.
It's an 18 to hit.
That's a miss.
Oof. And an 8 to hit.
Miss again.
Alrighty, so with both of those misses, he gets extremely angry, and Freeman, in your best Shad voice, intimidate this fucker.
Now listen here, you ugly bastard. You just wipe that fucking nasty grin off your face, and you listen here. I'll show you what my mother did to me when I was misbehaving.
That sounded far less hardcore than Shad usually is, but that's okay. That's a 17.
Well, that's a fail, so no wonder.
Yeah. Oof.
Tulok, what do you got?
Okay, Tulok strides into the room and again will bring a skull down on the cultist to the east, the same one he hit the first time. Telekinetic projectile, and that is going to be a 17 to hit. God dang.
That's a miss.
So that is a miss, so that is his turn.
Okay. Physic.
Oof. Okay. How's Lady Gilda's health looking right now?
I'm fine.
Health's fine, it's just all these other things.
Yeah, so he'll treat another condition to get the second
Oh,
of Lady
man.
Gilda.
She's gonna get up and be a fucking Power Ranger.
Oh, she's gonna be so pissed off. I can't wait. That was a 22 on the craft.
Ah, Jesus, yeah, that works.
Thank you, Physic.
So she's not feeling too bad.
Oh my god.
Third action will be to... Have we already recalled knowledge on these guys before? Did we in the other round? I can't recall.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely got some information on ghouls, so you know their general stuff. Like you know these ones are spellcasters versus the other ones, but they have the same
Ghoul.
shit, but plus spellcasting.
Okay,
Yeah.
ghouls with magic. That's what you want.
So if there's anything in particular you're looking for, just ask.
Okay, third action will be to stow his healer's tools.
That's it.
That's pretty much all three, yeah.
Okay. All right. Next one, going to be cultist is going to turn to Shad, who's been harrying him. These tendrils of darkness curl out of their fingertips and race towards him through the air. I need a fortitude save, please. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold the phone. Hold the phone.
Okay, holding.
Operator, we've got a call holding from Freeman Easton saying you're fucked.
I need a fortitude save from Gilda, Shad, and Physic, actually. As these grim tendrils extend forth.
Ooh, grim tendrils.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So 26 from physics.
Okay.
17 from Gilda.
Okay. And Chad?
Shad rolled a natural 2 for a 7.
Woohoo! Okay. So no crit fails and no crit successes. So let's see here.
Could I use my retributive strike on this one?
Yeah, the trigger is an ally taking damage. So yeah,
Okay.
who are you gonna trigger it on?
Shad. I guess he's right next to me.
He seems to be the main target, so for sure. He would normally take 4 negative damage. What's the resistance you grant?
5. 6 actually now. Now that we're level 4.
Oh, so he gains 2. He gets 2 HP.
Yeah, that's how it works.
No. So all damage is negated for him. Lady Gilda, however, will take 6
And it's a negative this time?
negative damage.
Okay, so she only takes 5.
Okay. And is subject to bleed damage of 1 per turn, in addition to her mental damage. And Physic, you rolled a 26, so
26.
you're good. You take 2 damage. 2 negative damage. That's it.
That's not good. Good would have been no damage, but thanks, bud.
Yeah, and that's a 14 to hit from her prone position.
Okay. And that's a miss.
Yeah.
And now it is your turn, Lady Gilda.
Do I still take the mental damage now that I'm no longer second? I thought those two were correlated.
Nope.
Okay.
If they are separate types of damage. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I interpreted your question wrong there. You are correct. You do not take the mental damage anymore, which would normally happen at the end of your turn here. But that is done.
First action, she'll stand. Second action, she will strike at the one closest to her. That is a 29 to hit.
That's again against the one to the south or to the south?
Blue.
Blue. Okay. South. That's a critical hit.
Okay, excellent.
Plus 10. Go.
That is 22 points of bludgeoning
Woo! Okay.
and 7 points of positive.
Jesus.
Okay. Did you roll that positive twice?
No, 2 times 2d6, 1d6 for the punching, 1d6 for the striking rune.
Wait.
And then, oh yeah, I did roll 2d6 for the positive.
Yeah. No. You only roll once and times it by 2 in this system, which means you do 12 instead of 7.
Okay. I was happy to roll it again, but I'll take it.
Yeah. No. Your first die roll is 6, so I'm going with it.
Okay.
God love Foundry.
And he's still alive after taking that 34 points of damage?
Still alive, but looking rough.
Okay.
Roll me a recovery check.
I'd like to take my last action first, if that's okay.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Bazinga.
She will attempt a grapple check on the one to the right and try and grab it.
Okay.
That is a 16 against your reflex DC. Fortitude DC.
That's a fail.
Okay.
Just barely.
All right. And that is a 7 for the recovery check.
Okay, you take 1 bleed damage.
And that's not negative, that's just regular bleed.
That is correct.
Okay. That's her.
All right, top of the round. The cultist you just attacked is going to 3 action cast harm. 30-foot emanation. I need everyone to roll me a basic fortitude.
Like harm? How fucking vague?
It's harm
It's
and
the
heal,
opposite of
baby.
heal.
Harm and heal. They're opposites of each other. Yeah.
Okay.
Lady Gilda, what do you got?
14.
Okay.
I'm having a real hard time rolling higher than a 7.
Lady Gilda, you take 9 negative damage. I assume with a -1 on that.
Yeah. Always
So
minus
8
1
total.
as long as I have the Aeon Stone on.
Yeah. Physic, what do you got?
A 28.
Man, you
I'm
were
kinda
rolling,
nailing
you were
these
rolling
fortitude
hard on these
saves.
saves. You take 4 negative damage.
Oh, what? Oh,
Yeah, there's no listing here on a critical success. So actually, it wasn't even 1 anyway. So it's half damage.
okay, fair.
Tulok, what do you got?
27.
Okay, you take 5. Actually, sorry, make that 6. And Shad, roll for Shad, please.
25 crit.
Okay, that's 4 damage. And of course, the other cultist feels bolstered by this effect as the negative energy emanates out throughout the room.
Tulok is up next with no prompt
Okay.
from the DM and with dark magic coming from his arms. They extend, and he reaches over Lady Gilda to the cultist to the south of him. With tentacular limbs, he casts Chill Touch. So I would like a basic fortitude save, please.
All right. You've cast Tentacular Limbs and then Chill Touch. Fortitude save coming in hot. 19.
Ooh, that is a fail. Ooh. So your undead creature is now flat-footed.
Okie dokie.
And Shad, realizing what he can do, he sees this cultist taken aback, and he will act now.
That's how you play a rogue.
So for his first attack, seeing the now flat-footed cultist, he will strike out with the rapier.
You've gone from cheater to excellent strategist.
Well, he rolled for shit anyways. His first attack is a 13.
That's a miss.
But steeled, he will try again.
He's got a hero point.
Ooh.
He does have a hero point. Oh my god.
Okay, I would like to use that hero point if possible.
Okay, go for it.
Yes.
All right. So, with that hero point, 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 12 points of damage.
12 damage, okay.
And attacking again.
Was that 12 with his sneak attack?
Yeah, unfortunately it is. He rolled real poo.
Real shit.
Actually, that's not that bad. Actually, technically. That's 15 would be max damage. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't want to laugh at those, but
The second strike is 16 to hit, flat-footed.
That is a miss. Still.
And you know what? Fuck it. He'll go one more time because it's Shad. That's a 6.
Oh no. No gonna do it. Physic.
Yo.
delay.
Physics delays. And how long does the flat-footed last from the chill touch?
Yeah, so that is the condition. So that's going to be the end of his next turn. Or
the end of the creature's next turn.
Sorry, the end of the creature's turn.
Okay, the end of the creature's turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it is that creature's turn now, and it's going to point its fingers and flash them at Shad, and I will need a fortitude save, please.
23.
Ooh.
Hey.
Okay, that's a success. He's still enfeebled 1 from this ray of enfeeblement, but has more or less survived that attempt. And that's going to bring us to Lady Gilda. This is a hell of a fight.
Gilda, on her feet, unhindered, she's going to attack the one she's done the least amount of damage to, the one on her left with her full BAB. That is a 26 to hit.
That's a hit.
Sorry, that's not a critical, I guess?
It's not a crit, no.
Okay. So that would be 12 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
And 1 point of positive energy.
Okay.
The second action, she will strike out at the same creature again for an 11.
Miss.
And you know what? She'll do it again with a -8.
Whoa.
You never know.
We do. That's a 5. 3 on the die.
All right. You are still bleeding? You got a recovery check for me?
That is an 18.
Okay, you're good. No more bleeding. However, we still have another cultist left here who is going...
Physical act.
Oh, Physic's gonna come in. Oh, I forgot he's delayed. You silly, silly man.
Sorry, point of order. Physics should be at the bottom of the round, not the top of the round, because you cannot delay into a second round.
It kind of doesn't matter.
It
doesn't
does
really.
Not in this particular case, but...
If you're at the bottom or the top, it's... After round 1, it really doesn't matter.
It would for reactions refreshing, but I don't think it's...
No, actions refresh on your turn, not a round refresh.
Oh, right. 2E.
It honestly doesn't matter. This is why I don't think initiative is important for the start, but it's not as important as people think it is being high. That's why delaying is like such a valuable tool. It just doesn't matter if you're first unless it's the first round of combat.
Right.
Then you get to decide first or to act or wait, and then from there it's whatever.
So regardless, it's going to be a pretty minor turn from Physic. He's going to draw a minor elixir of life apply it to Lady Gilda.
Thanks, buddy.
You got it. 2 HP back plus your circumstance bonuses.
What are my circumstance bonuses?
Let me tell you what your circumstance bonuses are. Yeah, just a +1 item bonus to saving throws against
Yeah,
diseases and poisons.
It's not even a circumstance bonus at all. It's an item bonus.
Okay, well, it's an item bonus. I was circumstantially wrong as fuck.
You might say subjectively wrong.
Third
but
action.
okay.
Let's just circumvent that whole conversation.
You know what? Good thing it's my edit. Okay. Third action, Physic will draw his crossbow.
Okay. And that's you?
If that's me, but
Okay. Cultist over here to the southeast is going to. I need a fortitude save as grim tendrils extend from this guy's fingertips. I need one from Tulak, Gilda, and Physic.
Tulak got an 11.
11. Okay. You are going to take 5 negative damage and 1 persistent bleed. Gilda.
I will use my retributive strike to negate that negative damage on Tulak.
Okay. You want to negate it, but you'll take 5 or 6 off?
6 off, yeah.
Okay. You're taking 5 total, but you still get your bleed.
Gilda got a 22 on the save.
22. Okay. So you're going to take half damage. So that's going to be 3 negative.
Negative?
Yep.
So 2.
So 2. And Physic.
ooh, 4 on the die for a 13 this
Okay.
time.
You're only going to take 2 yourself anyway, but still 1 persistent bleed.
And Gilda
Okay.
strikes out with a 22.
Yep, that hits.
15 points of bludgeoning and 2 points of positive.
And that guy destroyed.
Nice.
Finally.
Yeah, these guys are pretty robust, huh?
They did heal themselves.
All right, Tulak is going to go with the same game plan and reaching over. He will cast Chill Touch again. So another fortitude save, please.
Fortitude coming in. That's a 19. That's another fail, isn't it?
Flat-footed.
Bastard. Oh, no, it's flat-footed again. Okay, I forgot
Yeah.
to take it off earlier. So rinse, repeat. No biggie.
Yeah, and then he says, "You should surrender now. You may yet keep your unlife." And that's a fail with a 12.
Yeah, it is. Is that you? Like you are beneath its station. And Shad.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Tulak, roll me a recovery check there for your
Oh,
bleed.
yes, sir. That is a 6. Failure.
Failure. You take 1 bleed damage, please. Now it's Shad. Also, sorry, Gilda, point of order. I forgot. You take the bleed damage and then recover, so you should have 1 less right now.
Okay.
All right, and Shad strikes out with the rapier. 28 to hit.
That's gonna be a hit. Against flat-footed, it's a crit.
Ooh. That is 24 points
Shad,
of
you son of
damage.
a bitch.
Yeah, it's dead.
Shad just skewers this thing right through the throat, pulls out his rapier, and just expecting to see blood, but some ichor slowly moves down his throat as he slumps to the ground.
Just some slimy, slow-moving ichor that's like thick like honey. And Lady Gilda
Putting the ick in ichor.
presumably steps off of one of the most disgusting mounds of flesh you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of those old Conan paintings where there's like all like the bodies underneath him and he's fighting, except it's just disgusting body parts and it's Lady Gilda just punching people to death.
For the listeners, that's the Barbarian, not O'Brien.
Well, maybe both. But I do like how you qualified it as one of the most disgusting piles of flesh you've ever seen.
She's been in a lot of wars. She's been defending the borders of Andor. Like this is disgusting. But it's probably far from the most horrific thing she's ever seen. Though it's probably the most gruesome.
Oh, I mean the eyes and mouth pile of flesh is pretty bad. The elbows and anus one, forget about it.
Get lost in that pile.
As Shad stabs this last creature to death, its mouth and throat gurgle, and it says, You've desecrated the pure flesh. You will suffer. And Physic looks down upon the pile that Lady Gilda steps away from and recognizes it as a dead, gibbering mouther. Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.